Okay, now in the previous video I talked to you about pyramid schemes. This video I want to talk to you about scams. When some people say, well, in network marketing, pyramid schemes and scams are the same thing. Actually, that's not true. Pyramid schemes are a subset of scams. That's one type of scam. Think of saying all poodles are dogs, therefore all dogs are poodles. Well, that's not true. Poodles are just a subset of dog. Pyramid schemes are just a subset of scams. There's other scams that are out there. With those types of things in mind, the other scams you need to look for are they selling you a product that is below quality or below what they're advertising? If they're claiming that they're selling you amazing shoes and you get the shoes and those shoes are made out of cardboard, that's a scam. Okay? Also look and see, are they paying out the percentages they claim they would? If they told you you'd be getting 50% of whatever's ordered under you and you're only getting 30%, that's a scam. Are they charging extra fees that they didn't tell you they would be charging? If so, that's a scam you need to look into, especially if those fees are extremely high and cutting into your profits. Now, when it comes to scams, you just need to look at a couple of different things, just a few different concepts to keep you cautious. Number one, do the research, do the basic research in that take a look at the founders, see if you can find the founders of the company. If it's a founder that is a high name in whatever it is that he's doing, then there's a high chance it's not a scam, that an individual like that doesn't want their name on something that is bad, something that is poor, something that's below quality. So usually you can find a really good type of product with somebody who's got a really good notable name. Now, past that, look and see, okay, how old is this company? Now, if it's a newer company, if it's a young, fresh company, that doesn't mean don't get in. That's a great time to get in. Getting in early is a wonderful opportunity. But just be cautious about it, because if you can't find any information on it, it's so young you can't find anything about it, then it may be because some scams, scams like to get in, get out real quick. They start up, they're open for a little bit, they get money, and then they get out without a trace. You don't want to get caught up in one of those. But do keep in mind, it's okay, depending on how much they're advertising, how much they're putting out, it's okay to get in early. I've had my martial arts school for 13 years now. Before owning it for 13 years, I had to own it for 13 minutes. I mean, at some point, everything's got to be young and fresh. Now, that in mind, what you don't want to do is you do not want to Google the name of the company and scam and see what pops up. And I know you're going to do that now that I told you not to. But with that in mind, the reason I say that is every network marketing company that is out there has got the word scam all over it on the internet. And 99% of the time, it's not true. And the reason it's not true, the reason people put the word scam out there so often is because when people fail at a network marketing, their immediate human response is to throw their arms up in there and say, oh, this is a scam. If you have one guy that spends 10 hours a day calling people and he's building up his network and he's making a ton of money and he's really doing great, and so he talks to another guy and the other guy says, that sounds great, I want to do just like you and make all the money you're making. And the other guy puts in 10 minutes a day, and then after a week goes, well, this isn't working, I'm not a millionaire yet, and just throws his hands up and yells scam, and then he puts it all over the internet. Well, that's kind of his way of getting even. He wants to put it on the internet and try to get everybody else to stay off of it because he failed at it. And it's sad that that's human nature, but that's the way we are. Okay? I teach my Taekwondo students, 99% of the failures that we have are because we didn't, not because we couldn't. He could have put in 10 hours a day. He only put in 10 minutes a day. He didn't put in the 100 hours a week or every 10 days or whatever it was going to call for. And when he doesn't do that, he doesn't make money. Understand that network marketing is a business. You do actually have to make an effort. People thinking, oh, well, I didn't get rich in half a second, I'm calling it scam. That's just people that are bitter because they did one thing that you never need to do. They made assumptions about the ease of network marketing. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, network marketing is a good, easy business in comparison to other things. There's not an overhead charge, very little overhead. It's not like you're opening up a huge restaurant, something like that. There's definitely opportunities to go a long way regardless of what position you start in, what your education is, and so on. It's something where you have your own flexible hours, and there are great things about network marketing. But don't take that to mean that you're going to make assumptions of something being just a snap and all of a sudden you've got tons of money. That's the lottery. That's what that is. Okay, now I'm going to give you the greatest story or example that I can give you on that. One of the companies that I'm in, I was enrolled by an individual who has had remarkable success in this company. He is currently been in it for 7 years now. He's been in network marketing for 7 years. He actually is in multiple opportunities, but he's currently making $50,000 a week. Now, the reason I tell you that is this. I asked him one day, how in the world are you getting so many people? And at one point he had talked about he had enrolled 500 people in the last 6 months. You know, how are you doing this? How have you had so much success? Well, here's how he's doing it. He said, I started off, I've been in this for 5 years. When I started off, I would eat breakfast with my daughters and my wife at 7 a.m. Then, at 8 a.m., I went downstairs into my basement. Into my basement is my computer, a refrigerator, a microwave, a bathroom, a sink. He said I would lock my door to my basement, and I would stay in my basement working, making calls, doing web pages, doing different design work, different ads, different funnels and things, whatever, captures all kinds of different things. I have a blog, I have a Facebook page, I have all kinds of stuff, and I would work that stuff until 7 p.m. every night, Monday through Friday. Then I would come upstairs, eat dinner with my family, spend a little time with the family, and then start it over the next day. That's Monday through Friday. Then 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday, he would do follow-up calls and make sure that all the people in his different networks that had signed up under him were doing well, answering questions, those types of things. Okay. He spent 61 hours a week in his basement to build up that $50,000 a week income he was looking at. If you were to read the caption to that, it would say, find out how stay-at-home dad is making $50,000 a week from his basement. Which is true. He's a dad. He's staying at home. He's a stay-at-home dad. He's making $50,000 a week now. He's doing it out of his basement. Which means, yes, that's completely true in the statement, but don't look at that and go, oh, well that means this is going to be easy. This is what I'll do. You know, I'll do this. It'll be a couple hours a day. I'll go to my basement. I'll do this, and I'll be rolling in money in no time. No, he's putting in 60-plus hours a week to build that. Now, on the other side of that, I want you to keep this in mind. Name a job opportunity that you have spent 60 hours a week in for 5 years and it started paying $50,000 a week. Okay? Don't look at that as bad either. Don't look at it, even if you look and think the worst, oh, well, he's probably spending 100 hours a week in his basement. Well, if he spent 5 years, I'd be willing to do 100 hours a week in my basement for 5 years if I can get to $50,000 a week and get to that financial level of comfort and then spend that time with my family. And by the way, after 7 years is when he plans to taper off and pull back some. And that's great for him. That's awesome. Okay? You need to look at the good and the bad. Don't think it's going to be easy, but don't think that it has limits either. Okay? That's what you can look into for scams, and I'll see you in the next video.